Hello guys and welcome back to another Premier League predictions video. Today we return with Game Week 19, which will see us exactly halfway through the Premier League season, and we kick off on Tuesday, which is of course Boxing Day, with Newcastle hosting Nottingham Forest, where I have gone for a 2-0 Newcastle win. Pretty straightforward one for me. Newcastle been very good at home despite their poor away record. Obviously Nuno's come into Forest, a tough game for him away at Newcastle. I think he should be in charge for the Bournemouth game at home, but I do think Newcastle will have too much for them. Forest in a little bit of trouble, so they do need to start picking it up, but I have gone for Newcastle to win. Game 2 also on Boxing Day. Speaking of Bournemouth, they take on Fulham at the Vitality, where I have gone for the Cherries to win by 2-1. They've been in pretty good form recently. Fulham not so great on the road despite them being good at home as well. Bournemouth scoring lots and lots of goals at the moment, so I have gone for them to win it by 2-1. Battle of the bottom sides in Game 3 as Sheffield United host Luton. Massive 6-point basement battle here, and I've actually gone for Luton to win it by 2-1. I'm just recording this off the back of Sheffield United's 1-1 draw away at Villa Park. Great result for them, of course, but I do think that Luton will win this one. I've gone for 2-1 again. Their performances have been a lot better in recent weeks without having the results to match it, and I think this could be a potential turning point for their season. I think they're currently playing better than Sheffield United, who have picked up under Chris Wilder. It's going to be a very tight and cagey game, but I've gone for the Hatters to nick it. Game 4 sees the final of the bottom 3 sides in action, taking on Liverpool at Turf Moor. Tough game for Vincent Kompany's men, and I've gone for Liverpool to win it by 2-0. Liverpool been in pretty good form themselves, slipped up against Manchester United at home where they really should have won, but they were really good in the cup against West Ham. I think they'll have too much quality for Vincent Kompany's men. Then the final game of Boxing Day, another big one at the top. Manchester United hosting Aston Villa at Old Trafford. Lots and lots of games coming thick and fast over the Christmas period, and with this in mind and Aston Villa's pretty small squad, I've gone for a 1-1 draw here. They've been in very good form as of late. As I mentioned, they have just slipped up at home to Sheffield United, which is a pretty poor result for them. And travelling away to Old Trafford, despite United being pretty poor this season, they are always a lot better at home. So I think Villa will struggle to go there and win, hence why I've gone for a 1-1 draw. Heading into Wednesday's fixtures, we've got Brentford hosting Wolves in Game 6. Pretty tough one to predict because both sides are quite inconsistent. Brentford a lot better at home than they are away, and it's kind of the opposite for Wolves, who are pretty poor away from home. So I've gone for Brentford to win it by 3-1. They've beaten a lot of the sides below them this year, Brentford, especially at home, and they have scored quite a few goals. So I've gone for a 3-1 scoreline with Wolves' poor defensive record away from home. Game 7 sees my boys Chelsea taking on Roy Hodgson's Crystal Palace, and in this one I've gone for a 2-0 Chelsea victory. The same scoreline they beat Sheffield United by a couple of weeks ago. Chelsea have been very inconsistent this year, and their home form has been pretty bad, but Palace aren't too good on the road. Their results have been pretty shaky. I think if Chelsea get the first goal in this one, they'll go on to win it, but if they go a goal behind, they're going to really struggle. And Game 8 sees a tough trip for Manchester City, travelling back from Saudi Arabia in the Club World Cup to take on Everton at Goodison Park. Really tough game, and I've gone for City to just edge it out by 2-1. Everton have been pretty decent at home this year. Obviously, since the 10-point deduction, they've been in brilliant form, but I do think Man City will just have a little bit too much quality for them. And then we've got 2 games on Thursday the 28th, starting off at the Amex, Brighton hosting Tottenham. Of course, Brighton had that brilliant record of scoring in consecutive games, which came to an end at the Emirates, but I have gone for both teams to score once again here. with Tottenham winning by 3-1. Brighton been pretty poor at the back this season, still yet to keep a clean sheet in the Premier League. So with Tottenham's brilliant attack with Son, Richarlison and Kulusevski, I've gone for them to put quite a few goals past Brighton, although their home record has been pretty good this year. And then another London derby, Tottenham's close rivals Arsenal hosting West Ham at the Emirates, and on this occasion I've gone for Arsenal to win by 4-1. Bit of a bold shout because West Ham are generally pretty good at the back, but they have shipped 5 in their last 2 games now, and I do think if they go a couple of goals behind, there's every chance that Arsenal go on to score quite a few. They don't generally keep many clean sheets at home, and West Ham have a pretty good record of scoring away from home. So I've gone for both teams to score, but a pretty comprehensive victory for Arsenal. And as I'm recording this on Friday night, with Sheffield United going to Villa Park and claiming a point, I'm still awaiting my first 6-point joker of the season. Halfway through now at game week 19, I've gone for game 4, Liverpool away at Burnley. It's the same scoreline that their Merseyside rivals beat Burnley at Turf Moor just a few weeks ago, and we got that spot on with 2-0. So I'm hoping for the same this week, and finally to pick up my first 6-point joker of the campaign. So heading over to the predictions website, there's not a huge amount of movement. I'm in 6th at the moment, 141 points. I have closed the gap to the places 3rd and 4th, where of course there is a prize fund, so that's good to see, but still quite a way off 1st and 2nd, who are way out in front. Not much of an update on fixture 18 as well, because there's only one game been played, which was Crystal Palace hosting Brighton. We did, however, get that spot on, so a nice 3-pointer to kick off the fixture. But as I say, Aston Villa against Sheffield United has just finished, and our joker is out the window once again. To be honest though, it's not a terrible week for it though, because I'll show you the full fixture 18 breakdown, and the majority of people did have Aston Villa to win as their joker. I'd say probably around 60 to 70% of people, so it could have been a lot worse for us. We're just going to need to make sure we backfill with a couple of 3-pointers, which of course we started off with Crystal Palace and Brighton finishing as a draw. If you haven't seen our predictions for fixture 18, make sure to go back and check it out. Obviously by the time you're seeing this, the fixture will have already been played, but I'm recording this ahead of schedule. So that will do it for fixture 19's predictions, of course. By the time this is out, the full fixture 18 will have been played, like I say, so the table could be reading a lot different. At the moment, we're in a pretty decent place. We just need to pick up a couple more 3-pointers. Like I say, there's not going to be many 6-pointers this week, with a lot of people jokers being out the window. Need to keep picking up those 3 points and seeing us close the gap to those above us. It's very, very tight at the moment and very competitive. So with lots of fixtures coming, anything can change at the top of the table. So I'm sure there will be a lot of movement over this Christmas period. That will do it for today's video though, guys. I'll be back with fixture 20 as we head into the second half of the season very soon. Catch you later, and peace.